You are in friendship, you're in relationship with people who don't ever deposit into your life. Maybe they only cash out. Maybe they just come to you and they take a cash advance and they're trying to take more from you than they are willing to put in. That's not a friend. That's not someone that you want to be surrounded with. If you're the only one making deposits in that friendship, in that relationship, that's not really a relationship at all. And you want to see what's going to happen if you pull back in friendship from those people that aren't really sewing back into you. If the only reason why you have a friendship with someone is because you are the one depositing over and over and over again, and you pull back, if you were to pull back from that relationship and stop depositing, if you wouldn't have a friendship anymore because you're no longer giving, then you are just exposing the nature of where the value of that friendship was at for them all along.
You like this, you like being daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you and let's get back to the video. There's a famous quote by a Christian speaker and author, Jim Rohn, who said, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your destiny." Show me the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with, and I'll show you exactly what you're going to be like in 5 or 10 years from now, which is a really insane thought if you think about it. If you were to take a look at the group of people that you spend time with, your friends, the people in your world and in your corner, and you look at all their habits, their belief systems, their mindsets, just the fruit of how they are living their life right now, and you were to fast forward 10 years from what Jim Rohn is saying in this quote that's actually really, really true, you will know exactly what your life is going to look like. And in terms of being a porn-free man, it's a standard. It's not like a wish or an I'd like to have or a petition or a prayer. It becomes a standard in your life of like, okay, I just don't do that. This is the kind of man that I am now. And one of the most helpful things for me was getting around people that were encouraging, empowering, life-giving, and not just life-draining and life-sucking, and that actually challenged and spurred me on. So I know for a lot of people, this can become a very sensitive subject because surrounded by a lot of triggers, a lot of rejection, a lot of pain, a lot of unfulfilled desires, and just a lot of hurt around friendship and friendship pain about not having the friendships that they want, not maybe feeling like you have any, or feeling like you're surrounded by people that don't see the real you. And I want to start a conversation for you around what it would look like in your life to be surrounded by people that really, really brought out the best in you. Sometimes we toe the line with friends, and we're afraid of putting a line in the sand and communicating what our values are, where we're going, what we're going after, because we're afraid of what our friends might think of us. We're afraid of being judged, of being misunderstood, of being criticized, of being hurt, of all these sorts of things. But the truth is the people that you're towing the line with right now, the people that you are walking this road with, and that you are barely hanging on by a thread to, those are not the sorts of people that you are wanting to keep winning with in life. Those are not the sorts of people that you want to keep in your corner forever. The kind of people that you want in your life forever are those that are actually going to cheer you on as you go towards being the light of the world, as you go towards walking in your authentic calling with God. You want people that are going to encourage you to take the risks and be incredibly supportive of you as you move forward. And if they're not, that's okay. It's more of a revelation that they are unwilling to pursue the part of them that's actually called to more by God. See, when we face rejection in friendship or people criticize and tear us down, when maybe you're walking in your authentic, godly like self, your truest self that God made you to be, it's not that they're rejecting you, it's that they're rejecting what you represent to them, because you represent to them the aspect of themselves that they are unwilling to face. Because if they really wanted to live a life without excuses, without just making up stuff, without being a victim, they would have to confront. They would have to face their own limitations, their own beliefs. They'd have to get honest and see that they're really living an unfulfilling life. And I've seen that in my own world, where I've lost friendships or I've lost relationships as I've tried to become more of the person that God made me to be. And people judged me for it. They didn't like me for it. And I took it personally at first because I didn't realize, oh, they're not actually rejecting me. They're rejecting the truest version of themselves that they do not know how to walk in yet. And as a result of that, they're going to be all walls. They're going to feel threatened by it. They're going to feel frustrated. They're going to feel anger, hostility, animosity, resentment, bitterness, anger, whatever towards that version of you, because it's a place that's a no-fly zone within their heart that they're like, I'm not willing to take a look at the things needed in order for me to get over all of my own pain, hurt, abandonment, and trauma so that I can walk in what you're walking in. And because I don't want to be reminded of the thing that I'm neglecting, I want to be able to tear you down. Because really, we only have one of two ways that we can go with this. Is either when you see someone who's crushing it and doing well, you can either get on board and get on their level, which means you got to come with humility and hunger and honor and appreciation and encourage them and get on par with them, or you just tear them down. You gossip about them. You criticize them. You judge them. You tell them why they're failing, why they're never going to make it. Be pessimistic. Which one's easier to do? To have humility and honor and hunger and be able to receive from somebody, or just tear someone down? It's way quicker and easier to tear somebody down because it takes next to no effort. And that's what I've seen for people in relationships. But in order for you to be the person you want to be, God has wrapped up those secrets within the relationships that you and I carry. And so it's super, 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 super important. If you don't have any friendships or any relationships truly, you could take everything that I'm telling you and you'll still be lost as ever. You'll be the blind leading the blind and you'll fall into your own pit. But these friends that God's given us are meant to prune us, shape us, guide us, and show us a better way. Again, I'm talking about for the ones that he's created as a good example for us to follow, true relationships. And so you might want to take out the friendships that you've been cultivating and see if you are actually getting the right appropriation of friendship level. So what that looks like in practical effect is just like a bank where the only way you can make a withdrawal is if there's deposits made. You can't take out, let's just say $1 million in your bank account if you only got $20. You can't take out $100 from your bank account if you only got $20. You could only take out $20 because you've only put in $20. And so in the same way, sometimes in relationship, there's a give and there's a take. There's a sowing, there's a reaping. There's a deposit, and then there's a cash out. And maybe you are in friendship, you're in relationship with people who don't ever deposit into your life. Maybe they only cash out. Maybe they just come to you and they take a cash advance, and they're trying to take more from you than they are willing to put in. That's not a friend. That's not someone that you want to be surrounded with. If you're the only one making deposits in that friendship, in that relationship, that's not really a relationship at all. And you want to see what's going to happen if you pull back in friendship from those people that aren't really sowing back into you. If the only reason why you have a friendship with someone is because you are the one depositing over and over and over again, and you pull back, if you were to pull back from that relationship and stop depositing, if you wouldn't have a friendship anymore because you're no longer giving, then you are just exposing the nature of where the value of that friendship was at for them all along. If you are only accepted by people because you are a false version of you. Maybe you're a quiet, more timid. Maybe you're just very go-withable, right? You're very pleasing, and you're a people pleaser, and you don't have an opinion, you don't have a voice. And now you start having a voice and an opinion and just sticking up for yourself, saying what you mean, meaning what you say, and walking with boundary, and people don't like that, and they don't want anything to do with you, then it tells me that they only wanted to be around the version of you that made them not grow. Those are not friends that we want to have. And so although I could communicate, we could probably talk about this for hours about relationships, friendships, how to operate it. My main goal for you is just to kind of start seeing from a bird's eye view about the relationships that might be important to you, that you might want to start pouring into, maybe the unhealth in some of the relationships that is being exposed by some of these ideas. And the questions that I have for you is, who are people that you want to sow into, that you feel life on? When it comes to friendship, are you someone who just gives, always making deposits into the emotional bank account of other people? Or are you the friend who's being challenged and confronted right now to be like, dang, I'm actually just taking cash outs. I'm just taking, and I'm always taking money out of the account, but I'm never really putting back into friendship that which needs to be there. I'd love for you to have an honest dialogue about what those friendships have looked like for you, how they've been forming you, and if the people that are surrounding you right now actually challenge and inspire the heck out of you. Do they give you life? Are you crazy, amazed by what they're going after? Do they inspire you? Do you aspire to be like them? Or are they just a representation of where you don't want to be? Because again, going back to the very beginning, Jim Rohn, that Christian author and speaker, said that show me your friends and I'll show you your destiny. Show me the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with, and I'll show you exactly what you will be like in 5 to 10 years from now. You become like the people you spend the most time with. And in my life, I've had to shift and upgrade my friendships or change the level of proximity I have with certain people in order to protect the seeds that God's been sowing in my heart that he wants to see come to fruition. Because by the people that you have in your life, you will either expedite and accelerate or slow down and even kill the seeds that are being sown into your life by God. So have that dialogue. Ironically, talk to the people that you've invited into this journey that you're friends with. And I'd love for you guys to just have an honest conversation, even about friendship and what that's been for you. If they inspire you, what's going on, what kinds of people would inspire you. And maybe this could start a really, really powerful and beautiful conversation. I hope this helps. I have so much more that I want to say on it, but I want to give you enough nuggets and ideas to chew on and think through that it can start compelling you to realize the necessity of friendships, of relationships, how God sees them, and that they're absolutely essential to get you from where you are to where you want to go. Lots of love, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.